The BRICS Business Forum, an important part of the BRICS Summit, will be held from September 3rd to 4th in Xiamen. Chinese President Xi Jingping made the remarks in a keynote speech at the opening ceremony of the BRICS Business Forum. President Xi said BRICS countries have endeavored to fulfill their international responsibility and have staked out their positions on major regional and international issues and made proposals for addressing them during the past decade.
We have laid the foundation and put in place the framework of BRICS cooperation. Since the very beginning, our 5 countries have been guided by the principle of dialogue without confrontation, partnership without alliance. We are committed to observing the purposes and principles of the UN Charter, international law, and basic norms governing international relations in conducting state-to-state relations. The philosophy of BRICS cooperation has gained growing appreciation and endorsement, and it has become a positive force in the international community.
Well, let's get to the very latest now on the BRICS Summit. We can cross over to Xiamen. I'm joined by CGTN's Jim Spellman. Jim, the BRICS Summit and the BRICS Business Forum, what's the latest coming out of Xiamen?
Well, President Xi's speech was clearly the highlight of today. He began by quoting an old Chinese saying from right here in Fujian province, saying, "Dedicate yourself and you will win," setting there a challenge for the BRICS countries to do more work to expand global development that helps all countries and to avoid the kind of conflict and zero-sum game that pits one country against another and that has been sort of part of this wave of protectionism that we've seen coming from the United States under President Donald Trump and has created a lot of uncertainty around Europe after the Brexit vote. And he said the BRICS is more than just for talking shop. He laid out 3 broad goals. The first, that all countries come to treat each other as equals and find common ground to settle disputes. The second point he brought up was that the BRICS should promote results-driven innovation that can spread throughout the world and help economies throughout the developing world. And third, he said that development should aim to lift the entire world. He said that the BRICS countries have compassion for all the people still living in poverty, and he laid out this vision where common development throughout the world through BRICS and through the BRICS Plus can expand the development world, development throughout the world and help create world peace. Adding that element of creating peace is sort of a new part of the BRICS portfolio. He talked about fighting terrorism with a holistic approach, fighting the symptoms, meaning the attacks of terrorism, but also the root causes, including alleviating poverty. In that way, the BRICS mission goes hand in hand with fighting terrorism. Beatrice?
Well, Jim, can you also talk us through the official agenda, though, and the various meetings that will take place on the sidelines in the coming hours?
Yeah, so the Business Forum is today, Sunday. On Monday will be the official Leader Summit. There'll be, let me walk through the exact portfolio here. There'll be a reception and a group photo. And then midday, there'll be a plenary session. In the afternoon rather, President Xi will chair a small leaders meeting. Later in the day, there will be a larger meeting that will focus on cultural exchanges and people-to-people exchanges, and there'll be a large gala in the evening. On Tuesday, the summit will focus on the dialogue of emerging markets and developing countries, and there'll be a press conference to wrap up the BRICS Summit. Beatrice?
Right, Jim Spellman joining us there from Xiamen with an update from the BRICS Summit.